This is the Life by Design with Angela Weiss podcast, episode 59, Why You Feel Worse After Scrolling, Social Media, Comparison, and Mental Health. Hi, welcome back. I'm Angela Weiss, psychiatric and family nurse practitioner, author, and your host. I'm so glad that you're here today. I want to start with a question. Have you ever picked up your phone intending to check one thing, maybe the weather or a text message, Facebook for just a minute, and suddenly it's been, like an hour or more? You put your phone down and instead of feeling relaxed, you feel off. You feel anxious. You feel like everyone else has a way better life than you do. And maybe you're questioning your appearance, your finances, your relationships, your career, your parenting, or your accomplishments. Nothing actually changed in your world during that hour. The only thing different was what you looked at. Today we're talking about why social media can leave us feeling emotionally drained, why comparison steals our peace, what dopamine actually does to our brains, and how we can protect our mental health without completely disconnecting from the world. Let's dive in. I want to start by saying something that may surprise you. Social media itself, that's not the enemy. I use it. I'm using it right now. Most of you use it. It's how we stay connected with family, learn new things, build businesses, encourage one another, and sometimes even find communities that help us heal. The problem is not social media. The problem is when it begins controlling us instead of us controlling it. Our brains were never designed to consume hundreds of people's lives every single day. Think about that. Before lunch, you may have watched someone get engaged, someone lose 50 pounds, someone remodel their dream kitchen, someone take a vacation to Greece, someone announce a promotion, someone post about politics or share something heartbreaking, advertise a product suddenly you think you need, and someone else's post, well, they post the perfect family pictures. That's a tremendous amount of information for one human brain to process. No wonder we feel mentally exhausted. Let's talk about dopamine because people throw that word around all the time these days. People say social media is addictive because of dopamine. That's partly true, but dopamine isn't actually the chemical that makes us happy. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation. It's what keeps us looking for what's next. Think about a slot machine. Sometimes you win and most of the time you don't, but because you might win, you keep pulling the lever. Social media works a lot like that. Maybe someone liked your picture. Maybe there's an exciting message waiting. Or maybe the next video will be hilarious. You might learn something incredible. And your brain keeps saying, oh, just one more. That unpredictability keeps us scrolling much longer than we ever intended. And then comes comparison. Comparison is one of the quickest ways to destroy contentment. The difficult part is that we don't even realize we're doing it. You see someone's beautifully decorated home and suddenly yours doesn't seem good enough anymore. You see someone's six-pack abs and suddenly your body feels like it's not enough. You see someone buying land or building a house, driving a new vehicle, getting married, having babies, or traveling the world, and without realizing it, your brain starts asking, why isn't my life like that? Here's what we forget. We're comparing our ordinary Tuesday to someone else's highlight reel. You're seeing the vacation, you're not seeing the debt they accumulated to take it. You're seeing the engagement photos, you're not seeing the counseling sessions that happened beforehand. You're seeing the smiling family portrait. You're not seeing the stress, exhaustion, and disagreements that happened before they smiled for that camera. Everyone has struggles. Not everyone posts them. As a psychiatric nurse practitioner, I see something else. Comparison doesn't just make people unhappy. It contributes to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, perfectionism, and sometimes even hopelessness. When your brain is constantly consuming images of people who appear happier, wealthier, healthier, prettier, or more successful, it begins believing that everyone else is winning and you're falling behind. The truth is you are comparing your entire life to carefully selected moments from someone else's, and that is not a fair comparison. Let's talk about perfectionism. Social media teaches us that everything should be perfect. Perfect skin, perfect marriage, perfect children, perfect homes, perfect careers, perfect workouts, perfect meals, perfect faith, perfect vacations, perfect hair. Real life isn't like that. Sometimes it's dinner It can be cereal, and sometimes your sink is overflowing with dishes. Sometimes your laundry stays folded in baskets for 3 days or not at all, and sometimes your house is messy because you've been working hard. Sometimes you just don't feel motivated, and other times you're just simply surviving. It doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're living a real life. Another trap is doom scrolling. You open your phone planning to check one thing, and then suddenly you're reading about war, natural disasters, violence, political conflict, economic uncertainty, diseases, accidents, one tragedy after another, and your nervous system wasn't designed to process the suffering of the entire world 24 hours a day. Your body responds to those stories whether they're happening to you or not. That's one reason many people notice their anxiety increasing after spending time online. Their brain has been exposed to constant danger signals. Here's something we've also lost: silence. Years ago, we'd wait in line. Now we scroll. Sit in the doctor's office, and now we scroll. Ride in an elevator. Now we gotta scroll. Standing in the grocery store checkout, we scroll. Our brains rarely experience boredom anymore. But boredom isn't always bad. Sometimes boredom creates creativity, and sometimes silence allows us to process emotions we've been avoiding. Sometimes healing begins in quiet moments. But if we immediately fill every empty space with noise, our minds cannot rest. I often tell my patients that protecting your mental health isn't only about medication. It's about what you repeatedly allow into your mind. Just like nutrition matters for your body, mental nutrition matters for your brain. Ask yourself, does this account that I'm following leave me feeling inspired, inadequate? Does this page educate me or make me anxious? Does this content encourage gratitude or comparison? Because what you repeatedly consume eventually shapes how you think. One of the healthiest things you can do is to create boundaries around your phone or your computer or your tablet. Maybe don't let social media be the first thing you see every morning. Imagine beginning your day with prayer, gratitude instead, or reading a few pages of a book, drinking your coffee while sitting outside listening to the birds instead of ding, ding, ding notifications. Your brain deserves a peaceful beginning. The same goes for bedtime. If the last thing you consume every night is fear, conflict, or comparison, don't be surprised if your mind has trouble settling down or you're having nightmares. Give your brain permission to rest. Here's another challenge. Curate your feed. You're allowed to unfollow accounts that consistently make you feel worse, or people. You're allowed to mute negativity and protect your peace. It's not selfish, it's healthy. Fill your feed with people who educate you, inspire you, encourage you, make you laugh, point you toward hope, challenge you to grow instead of making you feel inadequate. Your social media feed is part of your environment. Choose your environment wisely. I also want to speak to those of us who post online. Remember that someone reading your post may be carrying an invisible burden. They may have lost someone that they love. They may be struggling with infertility. They may be caring for aging parents. They may be drowning in debt. They may be battling depression, illness. Kindness matters. Authenticity matters. Sometimes the most encouraging thing you can post isn't perfection, it's honesty. Before we close today, I want you to remember this. Your worth has never been measured by followers or likes or comments or views. Your value doesn't increase because more people notice you, and it doesn't decrease because fewer people do. Your purpose isn't found on a screen. It's found in the life you're living every single day. Don't miss your own life because you're busy watching everyone else's. The memories you'll treasure most probably won't be the ones you posted. They'll be the ones you fully experienced. Look up, take a walk, have coffee with a friend, read a book, laugh with your family, play with your children, your grandchildren, pray, be present. Those moments matter far more than another hour spent scrolling. If this episode spoke to you, I would love to hear from you. What's one thing you're willing to change this week to better protect your mental space? Maybe it's keeping your phone out of the bedroom, Maybe it's checking social media after your morning coffee and a few minutes in quiet. Maybe it's unfollowing accounts that leave you feeling discouraged and filling your feed with people who inspire you with hope instead of comparison. Small intentional changes can have a huge impact on your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be really grateful if you would subscribe, leave a review, share it with someone who might need it. Share it with somebody who needs to know that their worth isn't measured by likes, followers, or someone else's highlight reel. You can connect with me online at my website. I'll put it down below. Facebook at Life by Design Health, and Instagram at Angela Weiss Author. Thank you for spending time with me today. And remember, this podcast is for educational purposes only, and it should not be your primary source of your mental health protection, whatever. Listening, watching does not create a provider relationship with me. If you feel like you're in a crisis, call 911 or 988 in the US or Canada. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you go find something beautiful to do. I hope that you fill your feed with things that nourish your soul. Have a great day.